YouTube, what's going on? Thank you guys for checking out another video. We have been on fire and I'm loving every minute of YouTube. I needed to get y'all feedback. I'm a little tired right now. Today was the first ever hands-on class at Studio 45, and I gotta tell you, it was a moment for me because it's doing well. Studio 45 was just an idea. Now it's in, it's actually happening, and the class has been a great time. So thanks everybody who supported that. But I want to ask you guys before we started this video, I'm vlogging. The vlogs, they do good on this channel, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure if you guys want me to upload it on this channel. The next episode, we are taking delivery of a vehicle. Not gonna tell you guys what it is, but do I upload them here? Would you rather just be subscribed to one channel, or should I upload them on a second channel? You guys let me know. You guys have always steered me towards the right direction. Because of you guys, Tune 45 exists. Because of you guys, I'm educating now and doing things outside of just making YouTube video. So if you guys want to be a part of that and see that journey, let me know. Should I just upload it on one channel? You only want to be subscribed to one? Or should I upload it on a second because all you want to see is tutorials? Let me know. Here we go, YouTube. My man wants a low fade. We're doing a number 8 on top. And it was funny because when he came into the shop, he was like, bro, my hair is kind of like yours, bro. He's like, I'm a little light in the front, you know what I mean? Like, I want a number 8 just like you. And he was referring to the self-cut where I messed up my hair. So you got a similar haircut. It's a number 8 on top. You watch me feel like I messed my head up, and he's like, yo, I need that drop fade. That's not an easy haircut. Some of you guys, especially my real barbers out there, y'all know this is not an easy haircut. But we're gonna go for it. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna start off with balding him out with my skeleton FXs, and I'm really using his natural hairline above his ears to create my guideline, because if we start off a little too high, the whole thing ain't gonna really work out the way I want it to, because we really have to balance all of this, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta keep into consideration that we're not bringing this up too high while still making it gradient, because I can't tell you how many times I see somebody do like a low drop fade and it looks good really when you like real close and looking at the cut real close, but the moment that person gets out your chin, takes 2 steps away, it look like a bowl cut. That's not what we want. So we got to have a good balance of both. So we're starting off bald line, blade open, and now I have my number 1 guard open. Now I'm gonna do all of my guides first. This is gonna give me a good indication of what fading too high is gonna look like. So now I have my number 2 open, and I'm not trying to go above the parietal ridge, but I know my number 2 open, if I can keep it low enough, it's gonna keep the blend low enough. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So it's my number 2 open, and then I'll follow that up with a number 2 close, and I'm gonna blend down for the most part. This is going to allow me to you know what I'm saying, to be confident during the whole fade, where I don't feel like obviously there's always a risk to bring the fade up too high, but I'm really paying attention, trying not to raise the fade. And I feel like that's why this cut takes me longer. This cut always takes me longer because I gotta be on my P's and Q's, right? So this is the number 3 guard. It is closed, and this is the biggest guard I think that we use. We might bring out the number 4, but I doubt it. So this is my number 1.5 guard all the way open. This is the babyless guard, and I'm blending down from that number 2 close we had just left off with before we use the number 3. Then we'll close it up some, and again, blending down. Sometimes I get scared that I created a line or something, or a hole. So you might see me going back and forth into guards. I'm attacking it when I feel like it happens, because with such a low fade, well, not such a low fade, but such a difficult haircut, you can get lost in the cut real quick. Shout out to my cousin. This beat go crazy. Now notice I'm dropping that fade below the occipital bone, which is the back, right? That little bone that kind of sticks out. All right, at this point we are using the number 1 open, and we'll close it as we fade down. Alright, so as you notice, the lever is up. That means the blade is closed. So we are using a number 1 close right beneath where we just left off. Again, look how I hop back to that 1.5 guard. I'm just making sure that I don't forget. If I see something because the lighting exposes something, or I might turn this chair, see it at a different angle, I go ahead and tack it right there and then. Now, this can make the haircut take a lot longer than it typically takes me to, but that's okay because this haircut is so detail oriented that I'm taking my time. So now I have my half guard all the way open. And we're watching this blend come to life as we're cutting. Okay, so we had just used the half guard, almost closed. Now we're gonna blend up. We got our filthy blends blade on the 1919s, the masters, and we're gonna blend up from here. So we're going to close and we're opening as we go up to complete this blend before we go in detail. And you can see this thing's coming together, man. Even for me, like guys, even for me to this day, this is a difficult haircut, but I get excited. These are the haircuts I enjoy the most doing. Whatever I feel like, you know, takes the most attention to detail. But when it comes to life, it's like the most fulfilling thing. These are my favorite cuts. So like if you are a new barber and you feel like these type of cuts take you longer, it takes me longer too. You know what I'm saying? There's some barbers who they might zip past this, but like for me, even to this day, guys, and I'm an avid student of the game. Even to this day, this cut right here takes me way longer to do. But the goal is quality. It's not speed. And the more you do it with quality in mind, the faster you'll get over time. Throw that C-cup on there, really bring it to life, really make it pop. That C-cup always, with a drop fade, with a low fade, the C-cup always brings the cut to another level. So look at it from this angle. Hold on, this is the pause moment. We're gonna do a pause moment for every video. Go ahead and pause it. Look at that blend from this angle. Now I'm just playing, but this is a good teaching moment right here. So from this angle, this is where I like to blend to the back because I want it to flow into the back. I don't want it to look super dark in the back and look like it's, you know, it doesn't really flow into the sides. This is why this angle, looking at it at this angle, is so important. Besides the fact that it looks blurry. All right, so we'll continue the same steps on this side, and I'll shut up for a little bit. So I actually recorded this haircut the same day I recorded the last haircut where my Gold FX was low on battery. And so this is when I really started to switch to the seniors. Not because, you know, there wasn't no strategy in place. It was just low battery, switch to the seniors. And the crazy thing is that my phone was low battery too. Like, come on. These batteries be killing me. We need like solar powered instant charging clippers. I wish. Oh snap, maybe I need to patent that idea. Hold up. So our number 2 closed. And then we'll probably follow it up with the 1.5 guard. And really just focus on angles and lighting and bringing it together. Yep, here's the 1.5 guard. You guys can see it's starting to come to life using the same steps I use on the other side. Man, guys, I really want to update you guys on Studio 45. It's literally been a blessing, man. The fact I could record so many videos, man, and like it be geared for YouTube and like the lighting is right. Like it's really my office. It's really my creative space. I'm loving it, man. Definitely got way more tutorials coming up. Like we just got started on like almost daily content. Obviously, if I vlog on this channel, I'll definitely be able to do daily content. But like what I want to do is majority tutorials, a little bit of vlogs here and there, you know, just to show you guys the business side of the barber industry, but not just the barber industry. Show you guys entrepreneurship, so you guys leveling up. Like, these are topics that just ain't covered. There's not a lot of people who are interested in it, so I get why those videos don't get a lot of views and stuff. But I think it's beneficial overall. If you're trying to be a barber, or you just want something that's gonna entertain you but be valuable or whatever to your life as well, like that's what I'm trying to do. So if I could do the vlogs on this channel, I'll be able to do daily content, real talk. And it'll be in line and it'll be in sync with the tutorials that I'm doing too. So in the intros, sorry, I got a phone call. I can update you guys, tell a story during the vlogs, give you guys these nuggets with the tutorials throughout the week, and just keep building, man. You might, who knows, you know, like 6 months from now, your boy might own a big school. You know, 6 months from now, you know, you might see Tomb 45 be on a whole nother scale, and I'd love to share that with you guys, because real talk, if it wasn't for you guys and your ideas and your support, Tomb 45 wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be doing Studio 45 like this and trying to create more content for y'all. So let me know in the comments, for real, if you'd rather be subscribed to one channel that has all the content, you can pick and choose what you want to what you want to check out, or you know, you don't really want all of it, right? Like, if you want to subscribe, you don't mind, you're gonna check out the vlogs or whatever, but I really need y'all's feedback, so let me know in the comments, guys. Alright, so here we are, we're enhancing the line, bringing it was already clean, we already had nice lines, but like my man said, he definitely was talking about his lighter hairline, so I just figured, let's give him a dope lineup, and then let's give it a even density all the way through with the color, because I love the color. Like, I need the color every time on myself, you know what I mean? So he tried it out. I should have asked him what he thought, but he liked the cut, so I don't know if that included the color or not, but we'll see. Now we're gonna touch it up with the razor to really make that thing sharp. He's smiling, so he has to have liked the cut, right? Look at him, my man feeling the cut. Overall though, I'm happy with how the cut came out. It's not an easy one. It's difficult. I definitely took my time with it. And I'm just happy, you know what I'm saying, that I got to do it. Low fade for y'all. And that's the one thing that killed me. I feel like I didn't pass the shaver in the beginning. So if there was something I was to redo, it would be I do the shaver first before I start blending. That's the before. Look at the after. Sheesh. As a Blurry. And I always feel like my cuts look better in person. I always feel that way, but that's looking pretty damn good. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the tutorial. And like always, subscribe.